In the last video, we talked about the Bible illustration of how the lost are blind. They can't see the glory of Christ. It's foolishness instead of something that's valuable to them. Now, Jesus added to that illustration in a sad way when he talked about blind guides of the blind. And he said this when he was talking to the Pharisees, or talking to his disciples about the Pharisees, when the Pharisees were questioning why the disciples weren't following the rabbinical traditions. And Jesus said this in Matthew 15, verse 14, "They are blind guides of the blind, and if a blind man guides a blind man, both will fall into a pit." So unsaved people are blind, but they don't have to, they have a guide, because God says, "I will lead the blind by a way they do not know. In paths they do not know, I will guide them." But sadly, the world is full of blind guides, ready to guide spiritually blind people. There are religious guides who are telling people, believe this, do this, get these beads, use this water, go on this pilgrimage. They're blind guides of the blind. There are political guides who are saying, we have the answers, we can solve the world's problems, vote for us. And then there are all of the self-help guides that just pack the daytime TV airwaves and the magazine racks, and they say, eat this, exercise this way, handle your relationships this way, and you can have a wonderful life. They're all blind guides of the blind. They're guiding the blind toward nowhere except a pit. So maybe you would have an opportunity to talk to someone who's been wandering through life, following one blind guide after another. And maybe you'd have a chance to talk to them because their latest guide has turned out to be blind too. And maybe you could point them to the true guide of the blind.